Chapter 6, The Champion and the Mask. The road to Jubilife City was nothing like the quiet woods that led to San Jim. It was busy, alive with trainers and travelers, the air buzzing with shouts, laughter, and the distant crackle of Pokémon battles. For Cage, each step felt heavier than the last. He clutched his Pokeball tight, Piplup walking proudly at his side. Yoru and Turtwig moved with quiet purpose. Every so often, Yoru would pat Cage on the shoulder, a silent reminder that he wasn't alone. The landscape changed as they walked, forests gave way to rolling meadows, then to the outskirts of the city, tall buildings gleaming under the pale winter sun. Jubilife was huge, wide boulevards lined with neon, crowds streaming in every direction, the city pulsing with energy. Cage had never seen so many people in one place. He tried to keep his head up, but it was easy to feel lost in the rush. They followed Rowan's instructions to the letter, winding through the city toward the trainer's school. According to the note, the champion would be waiting for them there. When they arrived, the schoolyard was empty except for a woman leaning against the fence. She was tall, with pale hair that fell over her shoulders like silk. Her eyes were sharp and thoughtful, and she wore a long black coat that seemed to ripple in the breeze. "Cynthia," Yoru said, bowing deeply. Cage had seen her face on TV back home, but in person, she seemed larger than life. She smiled, but it was the kind of smile that saw straight through you. "So you're the visitors from Hokkaido," Cynthia said, her voice warm but commanding. "And Maysutas chosen, no less." Cage managed a nod. We're here to help. We've seen Teemo and I. They're worse than you think," Cynthia finished for him, her smile fading. "They've been moving in the shadows for years. Ma is clever. He knows how to hide his tracks and how to frighten people into looking away." Yoru stepped forward. "We fought some of their grunts near San Jim. They're Pokemon, they're not right." Cynthia's eyes darkened. "That's just the beginning. ONI's experiments are getting bolder. I've seen things in the wild I can't explain, Pokemon twisted by masks, their auras corrupted. Rowan and I have been trying to trace their source, but Ma is always one step ahead." Cage looked down, remembering the Zubat's ghostly eyes. "How do we stop them?" Cynthia studied him for a long moment, then knelt so she was eye level with him. "You don't have to save Sinnoh on your own, Cage. But you and your father are important. Maysut doesn't choose lightly. If you ever need help, you come to me. Understand?" Cage nodded, feeling a little of the weight lift from his shoulders. A sudden chill swept through the air. Cynthia straightened, her gaze flicking to the edge of the schoolyard. "We're being watched." Yoru tensed, Turtwig growling softly. Piplup pressed close to Cage's leg. From the shadows beneath a tree, a figure stepped out, a man in a lacquered red mask, tall and composed, dressed in black from head to toe. Cynthia's posture hardened, every muscle ready. "Ma," she said, her tone icy. The masked man inclined his head. "Champion. How fortunate to find you here, with our new guests from Hokkaido." Yoru stepped between Cage and Ma, shielding his son. "What do you want?" Ma's voice was smooth and cold, like water over stone. "Only to welcome our travelers. Sinnoh is a land of stories, after all. Some end in triumph, others in tragedy." Cynthia's eyes narrowed. "Your games end here, Ma. Leave these people alone." Ma laughed soft, almost pleasant, but underneath it was something twisted. "Games, champion. I assure you, what's coming is no game. Teemo and I only seeks to return Sinnoh to its roots. To remind the world of what it's forgotten." Cage stared, trying to see the man behind the mask. There was nothing there, no warmth, no fear, just the cold gleam of obsession. Yoru's fists clenched. "We saw what you did to those Pokemon. That's not tradition. That's cruelty. Ma shrugged, as if boredom had crept in. Cruelty. Or evolution. The world changes, Yoru. The strong adapt. The weak, fall behind. His masked gaze settled on Cage. And you, boy. Do you think you're strong? Cage straightened, Piplup at his side. I think I'll fight for what's right. I think your monsters are afraid of the light. Something flickered in MA's stance, not anger, but interest. We'll see. But remember, light always casts a shadow. He turned, melting back into the darkness at the edge of the yard. For a long moment, no one spoke. Cynthia exhaled, tension easing from her posture. He's dangerous. Never forget that. Yoru nodded, still watching the shadows. He's after something big. We need to be ready. Cynthia handed each of them a slip of paper, her private code, a direct line to the champion. This will get you into any Pokemon Center, any gym, anywhere in Sinnoh. If you hear anything about ONI, or see anything strange, contact me immediately. I'll be watching too. Cage pocketed the paper, feeling the enormity of what lay ahead. But he also felt something else, a spark of hope, burning brighter than his fear. Cynthia smiled at him, softer this time. You're stronger than you know, Cage. Both of you are. And you're not alone. They left the schoolyard together, the city alive around them. Somewhere in the maze of streets and shadows, Ma was watching. Team ONI was gathering its power. But for the first time, Cage didn't feel small. He had Piplup. He had his father. And now, he had the champion of Sinnoh on his side. The road ahead would be difficult, but as they walked on, Cage knew in his heart that his story had only just begun.